It's time now for the Art Connection of East Texas. The Art Connection of East Texas is sponsored by Valorosa Designs and Galleries. They're located in Tyler's Bergfeld Center.
Just in case you haven't heard, I'm here to spread the word.
Now, let's welcome your host of the Art Connection of East Texas, Nita Fran Ward.
Good morning. You're with us this morning at the Art Connection of East Texas, and I'm Nita Fran Ward, and I have my lovely co-host Cindy Trimble with me.
Good morning,
and
everyone.
Good morning. And so we've had a big week at Bergfeld, didn't we?
What a whirlwind.
We did.
I'm still spinning.
I know. And our guest this morning is Elisa Camacho. She is one of the artists at the gallery, and such a talented lady. So we're going to be visiting with Elisa later on after we do a few things. How are you this morning, Elisa?
Oh, I'm great. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm excited because I discovered her here in Tyler.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
did.
A Star is
Thank you
Born.
for being here this morning. What we wanted to do early this morning, right at the beginning, is I want Cindy to talk a little bit about the success we had at the Bergfeld Center for the Spring Fling and our young artist that sang that we interviewed last week.
Yes, Miss Erin
And,
Kinsey, what a wonder hit she
yes,
is,
she-
little superstar
yes,
in her
she
band.
is.
What a powerhouse. And we had a historic event at the historic Bergfeld Center. Thank you all for everyone's participation. After months of planning, I know myself personally, I was really touched and honored to meet the beautiful Jacqueline Cavender with the book signing. We had a great success with the donations for the Night of the Superstars, helping children and young adults. What a great art show, a turnout. We had 21 different artists, and I mean, what a great success, and a lot of fun was had by all.
The weather could not have been more wonderful.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It really, really was, and lots of people came out. I met so many people, and as a result of it, and I have to say this for ourselves, as a result of it, one of the guests that attended came back in and bought a painting.
Oh.
So those are the kinds of things that make a difference for us small businesses.
Well, certainly when it's planting seeds and
It
You know,
is.
sprinkling that fairy dust everywhere.
Yes,
It was
and
wonderful
yes,
magic.
and bringing people into our businesses that might not normally just make a step into the gallery or into one of the businesses, and these kinds of events introduce people to these new businesses.
Well, it's all about connecting. We're here at the
It
Art
is,
Connection of East Texas,
networking.
connecting everyone in any which way we can, having fun along the way.
All the way across East Texas. That's what this show was developed to do, was to bring artists together and to give artists a voice, to put attention on and a spotlight on all the artists. And did you see that standing chandelier in the window with the light on it?
Wasn't it beautiful?
It was. John David Crosco brought in this wonderful light that changed all colors, and he put it on the floor under that standing chandelier in the window of Valorosa. And if you haven't seen it, drive by at night. You can see it still because it's still there. I don't think John David's picked it up.
Well, it's on Facebook. We have that video
It's
showing
on
on
Facebook,
Facebook, Art
yes,
Connection of East
yes.
Texas, and the Bergfeld Merchants Association. So
Okay,
keep up
you
with
can
all of us
see
there.
You can see it there. And we wanted to say this morning that if you want to call in and you have any questions, anything that you want to talk about, you can call 903-593-5822 because we want to talk about art. We want to talk to any one of you. And Herb Bryan, I want you to call in this morning if you can and tell us about that wonderful award that you won at the Mineola Art Show this weekend, and that it is still going on. It's going on today, so people who are in the area go up to the Mineola Art Center and go through their wonderful art show.
Well, not only that, in the city of Longview, we have the George Rodriguez gallery showing this evening from 6 to 8 p.m. And they're going to have a gallery talk at 6 o'clock there at the Longview Museum of Fine Arts. It's the big famous blue dog that everybody loves. So go and see that beautiful collection, the famous blue dog.
And Cindy, I want you to talk about showing the Picasso. You showed the Picasso, and how did that come about? And it ended up being shown during the Spring Fling.
Yes, it did. We had this wonderful signed lithograph from Picasso. Thank you, John Feliciano, from your personal collection. Again, it's all about networking and people, and John is a good friend, and he was gracious enough to let us show that. And a lot of people were really surprised. Here in Tyler, you just never know what treasures are being unearthed day by day.
Lots of treasures unearthed. One of our artists, and we have interviewed Doug Carter here. He is one of the peeps of the Petals of Roses Art League. And Doug was very gracious to paint a painting and gave us a painting in the gallery. And all people had to do was to sign a card and write their name, their telephone number. And I was very specific. I said it has to be legible and it has to be a working email. And that was the only prerequisite to it. Also, people had to be 18 years old. And so we went through all of those, and then I had my precious little granddaughter, who was one of our models for the
Beautiful.
jury, and she chose, and I'll tell you who won. I'm going to announce it this morning. We have not
I didn't
announced it till this
know.
morning.
Okay, drum roll.
Donna Sledge from the Hideaway Art League, and I actually have Donna's art in the gallery.
How wonderful. I think I met her at the show.
Yes,
this
you
week.
did. And so, Donna, you won. And
Congratulations.
We will, if you didn't listen this morning, we will be calling you to tell you about it, and you can pick up the piece of art. And thank you again, Doug Carter. And that goes right back to what you were saying about networking, how much artists do for their own community. And one thing I've always said to artists, you have to promote yourself. And Elisa, that's one of the things I want to talk with you about this morning, how I've been impressed ever since the first day I met you of the humbleness with which you approach it, but you very much promote yourself. But it's very sincere, and that's one of the things that caused Kim and I to open our door of the gallery for you, and we will talk about that as we get into it this morning.
Yes, thank you.
Well,
Thank
her
you.
art is
welcome.
from the heart. That's what we discovered
what
today.
we
You're
decided.
giving
From my
spirit.
heart.
That's our tagline and her branding message. Art from the heart.
Talk a little bit more about the show at the the museum in Longview. It's at the East Texas Museum.
Yes, it's today. Actually, we met beautiful Tiffany, who was at the TV station with us this past week on Fox 51, and she was the next guest. So again, just kind of random chance. There are no coincidences in life, and we met, and we were just very excited about this going on here in the Longview, quote unquote, East Texas area. So really, again, we've got the art show in Mineola, Longview. We just had the Spring Fling here in Tyler. So what's next, Miss Anita? I guess
Well,
we should
there's
be
lots
careful.
going on, and also I wanted to be sure and announce this. I want to announce it the next 2 or 3 weeks. Valoroso's going to be giving the Hideaway Art League a show. We've already been out. All of the arts has been chosen, and we've already put it in the system. The Hideaway Art League will be showing their art at Valorosa on May the 7th. And we will have a reception that afternoon, and we'll announce specific times. There will actually be art talks. So the artists who want to have a time to stand around and actually have 10, 15 minutes to talk about their art. There is a gentleman that has done an amazing large piece, and he has incorporated all the presidents, and it's called the President's Reunion. And he's going to talk about that. And he's a gentleman that has made his living from art, and an older gentleman. I'm very anxious to hear his art talk because he
wonderful.
has some stories to tell.
I love those
about
stories.
those stories. And that goes back to what we always say, all artists and everyone has a story. And that's why we have our guest with us each morning in the show, built around letting the artist have time to talk about their story.
Well, we were talking about treasures unearthed. I do have to speak to the Smith County Cleanup Roundup for bulk items. Please take your trash to the dump, not your neighbor's land. I'm going to be cleaning for a long time, and I had a dear friend come and help
Because
me
of
with the trailer
people
load.
dumping on your land.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm encouraging everybody to take advantage of the free passes. You can pick them up at the Smith County Constable's office. I want to give a shout out to Officer Willie Mims, who was actually a John Tyler classmate of mine, and he was at the Bergfeld Center with us. So go get your passes from my friend William.
Speaking of that, I want to give kudos big time to the constables who were the security for our spring fling.
Well, and all of those officers who serve, the Big Smith County Roundup is being sponsored by the Sheriff's Department, and all of the first responders. We lost our house to a fire. My heart just skips a beat for firemen and all of those who serve. And thank you all, gentlemen and ladies out there, too. Thank you.
It was funny the other night. One of the officers came to the door of the gallery, and my daughter-in-law, Liz, was one of the models, and he looked in and he said, "Is this where you're serving lemonade?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "That's what I want. I want lemonade." Because they can't have alcohol, certainly while there. And so they were looking for a place where they could have something that didn't have alcohol.
Well, and thank you to Brookshire's, who also was sponsored lots of water for the community that evening.
Yes. It was so nice to look across and see them in the median.
Of course. We're all a big happy family at Bergfeld, so come and visit us time and time again, because it's always an adventure and so many different shops and supporting your local business, as we also talk about supporting your local artisans.
And I looked up, and there was Julius and Susan Bergfield, and I didn't get to visit with them much, but they were there. And thank you to the Bergfields for their support of the Spring Fling, because I know that they did. They gave us support for that.
Absolutely, and there were so many people that had, their contributions of time, energy, and effort to make this a great success, for which we really especially thank John David Media and his team for really helping that blast out in that social media realm in the way that it did. Thank you.
Our sponsors, and we always try to be sure, and I want to always speak to this, Stephen Sluter, Rose Spa at Cascades. He's a hairdresser, and Stephen wanted to be one of our sponsors for the month of April. And Cindy, I want you to tell why, because we actually interviewed Stephen a few minutes last week, and he talked about why he wanted specifically to be one of the sponsors.
Yes, we have. I just recently met Stephen on my journey home to Texas, or Tyler here recently, and he's gone through chemotherapy. And we, as friends, had gone through his journey with him and are happy to please announce that he is cancer-free. And he wanted everyone to be aware that April is the Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, which is the particular type of cancer that he had. And so he is a survivor and a champion, and he inspires us all. Not only is he a hairstylist there at the Rose Spa, but he also wants everyone to know that he, wants to get out there and help other people. He's involved with us with the Night of the Superstars. He's going to be doing the hair as his giveaway. So thank you, Stephen, for all your efforts in making a difference as well.
Wasn't the gentleman from Dallas there from the Night of the Superstars?
Yes, Greg Johnson. He is the founder of this event, and he just sets the bar for just really love. He really walks this planet with love, and how he is ministering love to these children. And these children are special needs, but you would never know it, and they live active lives, and they're excelling in ways that really, truly inspire the heart.
All right, we need to take a break, because I think we've gone over a couple of minutes.
Oh, thank you. Art Connection of East
We've
Texas.
been busy. Join us again, Art Connection of East Texas. Thank you.
What's been on my mind?
The advertiser directory at ktbb.com. ktbb.com. Hosted by Group M7.
Hello, this is Stephen Sluter from the Rose Spa in the Cascades. The month of April is known in the cancer community as Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Since I am a testicular cancer survivor and this subject hits close to home, we're doing a fundraiser to give to charity. During the month of April, all the proceeds from any hair treatment will be donated to the Lance Armstrong Live Strong Foundation. Join us in giving back to the cancer community by booking your hair treatment now.
You've waited months to bring it home? A beautiful painting that still takes your breath away, and you have just the right place in mind to hang it. All that's missing is a custom frame, that final detail that ties it all together. Trust your artwork to Gold Leaf Gallery. With an eye for detail and a heart for artists, Gold Leaf Gallery offers custom framing and personalized service. Gold Leaf Gallery in the French Quarter in Tyler. Framing by artists for artists. GoldLeafGallery.com.
We have all had plumbing problems at our house. We know how that feels.
That's Lori Townsend, Customer Service Manager at American Plumbing Company of Tyler.
Those of us in the office are not plumbers, but we all have plumbing, so we know how stressful that time can be. So we do what it takes to get a plumber to your home quickly.
Most of the time, calling the plumber is no fun. American Plumbing Company understands.
We know that no one plans on having a plumbing problem. We're not going to try to take advantage of you. We're going to do only what's necessary. We recognize that it's important to the customer to keep the costs down, and we're going to do everything we can to make that happen.
American Plumbing Company, serving all of East Texas for nearly 30 years. American Plumbing is fully insured and is an A-plus accredited business with the Better Business Bureau. Repairs, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. American Plumbing Company, online at apctyler.com. American Plumbing Company, license number M10861.
A lot can happen in 1 second. A tender embrace, sharing a smile, enjoying the sunset, or watching a loved one take their last breath. Herman Sons Life Insurance.
We're there for you because every second does count.
Herman Sons, taking care of you.
At Herman Sons Life Insurance, we've been protecting Texans for more than 150 years, designing life insurance plans to meet your family's needs. Herman Sons is built on family values and protection, offering unique membership benefits, from a summer youth camp and dance classes to a retirement home. Our agents are ready to work with you with life insurance products tailor-made for your family. To find out more, go to hermansons.org. That's HERMANN sons.org. Or call 800-234-4124. Herman Sons Life Insurance, helping you protect what matters most.
Because every second does count.
Are you frustrated with the rising costs in your current insurance premiums? Let Gentry Insurance Services help break you out. The folks at Gentry Integra Insurance Services are ready to help you save money, provide you with quality service and appropriate coverages for your insurance. Let us shop your insurance through our multiple independent carriers for the best rates and coverages. Our companies include, but are not limited to, Safeco, Hartford, Encompass, Travelers, Progressive, MetLife. Gentry Integra Insurance Services prides itself on doing a thorough analysis of your needs for your home, auto, business, and recreation toys. After our group has completed the needs analysis risk evaluation, we will make recommendations to build a solid wall of protection for all that's important to you. Give us a call today at 903-871-9828 or look us up online at johngentryintegra.com.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
Okay, we're back with Art Connection of East Texas and my wonderful co-host Cindy Trimble and our guest this morning, Elisa Camacho. Want to thank our other two sponsors, Gold Leaf Gallery and Bergfield Insurance. And Brad Bergfield is going to be our guest next week.
That's so exciting.
Isn't that exciting? We're going to talk about the entire Bergfield vision of his grandparents.
Oh, isn't that great? I just love being home in Tyler. We all have such deep roots here.
Absolutely.
It's so nice.
Yes.
Especially when you travel around different parts of, like Los Angeles. I mean, it's a moving and shaking kind of place, but to have these roots here that we do is really special.
Yes, it is. And it's always so interesting to start talking to people. And the other day, a lady came in. She came in to buy a gift for her boss's wife. And it was so interesting. It was Mike Moses' secretary. Mike Moses' father was part of getting Bill his first superintendent's job.
Oh.
And as we started talking about this and finding out these things, and
Small
Mike
world.
Moses was the commissioner of education when Bill was superintendent here in Texas for several years. And it's just amazing. You have to talk to people.
It's more like
and
1
the
degree of
connections.
separation here.
Yes, and Chad actually over at Subway connected with one of the models at Valorosa and found out that her daughter was a Rangerette, and he had worked with the Rangerettes during that time, and it was an old home reunion for them.
Oh.
So it's so many different journeys that people have had, and there is this cross networking and interweaving constantly, just like a piece of beautiful fabric. It's so
Chad
fun to
gave me
watch.
some oregano from Cuba. So talking about deep roots, I'm excited about
Absolutely.
that this season.
Well, Elisa, let's talk to you this morning. Hello.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming.
I can't wait for people to come into the gallery and meet Elisa. And Elisa has just studied really hard. She would bring her books to the gallery and study and she's just received her real estate. She's going to go to work
Oh, yes.
with Keller Williams. She's already working there and doing her training. And Elisa is first and foremost a mom and a newly engaged lady, and she will be getting married in the next few months. And she also is a committed and loving artist. And Elisa, thank you for being here. Tell us where you're from, because at one point you told me that you were from pretty far down in Mexico.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here.
so
My
happy you're
pleasure
here.
to be here. I'm so glad I'm with you and with Valerosa. Thank you.
And I got to introduce you two ladies back in October when we had that art show with Larry Lott opening the Design Center.
Yes,
So
you
I
did.
just was
That's
so
when we
happy.
first met.
Connections.
Yes, and she showed up the next day.
She sure did.
Yes.
Here we are.
Well, thank you. Yes, I was born in Veracruz, Mexico, and raised in Durango,
Durango,
Mexico.
There is a Durango, okay.
There is a Durango, Mexico. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, where is it? Where's Durango, Mexico located?
It's kind of like a little bit more north. Veracruz is south. Durango is more like in North
Okay.
Mexico.
Okay.
And it's a large state, almost the same size like Texas. So
Okay.
basically that's kind of like the largest states
Okay.
in Mexico.
And so then, at what time in your life did you end up in Dallas?
I ended up actually in Dallas Fort Worth back in 1985. And basically I've been here since then. So I spent several years there, and I just moved to East Texas last year. And I'm blessed because I came here not knowing what's going to happen. So,
Element of surprise.
yes.
And you two ladies, Cindy and you, have a history with Neiman Marcus. Talk up to us.
Yeah, that was our first
Elisa.
connection there.
Yes,
Talk to
yes.
us about your career at Neiman Marcus, because that was a really much of an influence, I think, for you and your career.
Yes, yes. I love fashion, and I love color and textures. So basically, I think I ended up there, thank God, for a reason, because that's one of my inspirations too, by seeing so much color all over the place, so many textures. I met a lot of designers, and I met people that really influenced my life and influenced me to start painting.
It was really a growth time for you.
Yes, yes, yes. And of course, my inspiration comes from my daughters, basically, especially Angelica, my daughter. She's the middle one. She is an artist. So I remember when she used to draw and she used to paint beautiful little pieces, simplicity, but I really, really noticed that she was so much into art. So when she was growing up, and I noticed she always was trying to design different things. She started drawing like cat faces, and I remember that she used to put so much enthusiasm and doing what she was doing. Those little coloring books that she used to have, she always used them. And so what I remember when she was in high school and she was drawing cartoons for people, and she was actually selling some cartoons.
Good for her. Innovation.
So anyway, I saw her as a natural artist. And then one day she decided to go to the Art Institute. And so she started learning more about art,
Was this the institute in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. She started learning more about art, and she started learning more about Japanese art and other forms. So anyway, what really saw her, it really inspired me to paint, because
she encouraged you, didn't she?
Yes, yes. And I remember when I was talking to her after, we went through some financial situations, and when I started talking about painting, she said, Mom, yes, you can do it. You can do it. So she actually came with me to register my little business. I thought it was going to be a business, but it turned to be more like a fun thing.
Well, we need to take a break. I'm getting that sign from our producer, and we thank you for being with us for this segment. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Elisa Camacho more about her art.
Thank you.
Take us with you on your smartphone or iPad. Search KTBB in the App Store. Sponsored by Tyler Ford.
As a family-owned business, the Bergfeld Insurance Agency values treasured heirlooms. The agency has been passed down through generations, so they understand the importance of ensuring family history. Trust the Bergfeld Agency to insure your collectible art and precious jewels. Homeowner policies may not cover your collection, so call today for a free quote. They're an independent agency offering customized policies from multiple carriers for home, auto, RV, and business. BergfeldAgency.com.
You know him from Comedy Central and ESPN. Frank Caliendo.
Hey, I could run through everybody if I had to. John Madden. Hey, here we go. Here we go. It's going to be a good one.
Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the forest.
You have a problem.
You're fired.
And now it's time for my final thought.
Here's a guy who just didn't forget the rest of his act.
It would be terrible to be little bunny foo-foo.
Saturday, April 16th. Presented by UT Tyler Cowan Center. Get tickets now at cowancenter.org. Sponsored by Teresa and Paul Owen.
Hi, Bill Coates here. In addition to the work that I do on the air here at ESPN and KTBB Radio, I'm also a salesperson. And in that role, I count on the management to provide me with the right tools. One of the most important of those tools is our sales collateral material. In order to succeed in sales, you have to look good in print. That's why we here at KTBB and ESPN count on Hudson Printing and Graphic Design. Sure, a lot of our sales material is done online, but that can never take the place of what we have in hand when we meet face-to-face with a client. Hudson Printing takes care of that for us. If we need 10 copies of something or 10,000, Hudson produces it, makes it look great, and does it for a price that makes sense in a cost-conscious business environment. So do what we've done. Take a look at your printed matter. If it's not what you think it should be, call Hudson Printing and let them help you. Hudson Printing and Graphic Design. Online at hudsonprint.com.
Hi, this is Joe at Stonebridge Heating and Air. We get so many people asking us about the ductless mini splits. For the room additions, commercial conference rooms that are always too warm when you add 20 people. We rep Carrier, Lennox, Toshiba, Fujitsu, and Mitsubishi. As a diamond dealer for Mitsubishi, that increases your warranty to 12 years because of the extra training our company has gone through. Ducted mini splits are also very popular because we can run extra ducts to those restrooms or closets in that bonus room or home theater. Stonebridge Heating and Air. License 22357C 565-5414.
Welcome, caller. You are on the air.
Hi, I'm stuck in this tiny office all day. I feel trapped. I need to be free.
You need AT&T GoPhone.
Huh?
When you switch to AT&T GoPhone, you get your second month free.
Nice. A free second month.
Yes. With a free second month, when you switch to AT&T GoPhone, no tiny office walls can confine your spirit.
You're so right. Thanks.
Now go. Be free.
I'm going.
AT&T, mobilizing your world. Get your second month free of unlimited talk, text, and data usage with the first 2 gigabytes at high speed when you switch to AT&T GoPhone. $40 a month after $5 auto refill discount. In-store or at att.com/switch to go.
Pay $45 for the first month. $5 discount applied to monthly rate plan charge upon enrollment in auto refill. After first 2 gigabytes, data speeds reduced up to 128 kilobytes per second. Second month free offer ends March 31st and requires porting eligible number and eligible service. Free month equals value with monthly plan activated. Visit a store or att.com/switch to go for details.
Hi, John Bass from Major's Pharmacy. Woo, son, come see us at Major's Pharmacy, because, brother, they got it all. When you don't feel well and need a prescription filled quickly, the chain pharmacies will make you wait. Major's Pharmacy won't. Bring your prescription to Major's Pharmacy, and in most cases, they'll fill it and have you on your way in 15 minutes or less. Major's Pharmacy accepts most major insurance plans. Major's Pharmacy, South Broadway at Shelley Drive, across from Wagner Cadillac, and online at majorspharmacy.com.
News, talk, weather. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
Good morning. We are the Art Connection of East Texas. I'm the co-host Cindy Trimble with our beautiful host Nita Fran Ward.
Good morning, good morning.
And we have our wonderful Miss Artist, Miss Elisa. We just are so happy to have you here too.
Good morning.
Growing up in my dad's stained glass studio, I'm just always inspired by this thought of, the children and being inspired by art at such an early age. And you spoke about how Angelica really was 3 years old when she started drawing and painting, and now she's 32. So we're talking about a child through 30 years has now gone from the coloring books to now graphic design. And in the process has inspired you. So I want to speak about your process and your inspiration, because you've now been painting for 7 years as a result of your daughter's inspiration.
Yes. Well, I was telling you that, I was so passionate. I felt the passion since I saw her doing all those cute little drawings and paintings and all that. So I started learning myself that passion was in me also. Oh. So that's how I started doing it, and I started feeling so happy to see what I was doing. Oh. So I connected happiness with expressing my feelings.
There we go.
So that's why my little name is Alegria Abstract Art. Alegria means happiness. Joyfulness. So I feel the joy of painting, and I feel the joy of giving.
And that's how we were speaking to, that your art comes from the heart.
From my heart, yes.
Can you speak about that too? Because I think, your this whole giving spirit. Please speak about that.
Well, I like to donate paintings when I see the opportunity, because I like to help people, and sometimes I feel like I don't have enough money to give. Mm-hmm. And I know you can give a little, you can give as much as you can. But for me, I feel so wonderful. I feel it's like a wonderful feeling when I donate one of my paintings and I see that somebody takes it home and somebody benefits from it. So I think that's what really makes me happy.
Well, and you speak like taking that piece of art home and embracing it, and that love is carried through. My grandmother had a painting that she and my grandfather had on the first East Texas Fair they had, and that she watched the guy paint that right there on a little piece of wood, and it hung by their bed for, all of the years of marriage, 60, 70 years.
And what a nice memory.
Yes, I don't guess they were married 70 years, but it seems eternal. But, love and art is eternal, and I know my father, same thing. I'm giving you that gift of something that will be enjoyed for generations, and that's what I see through that.
Yes, and that's what I like to do. And of course, since I always dream about painting, I always dream about giving, and I really feel like this is the great opportunity. And I thank you so much. I love being in Valerosa, and I love helping. Nita, I remember seeing those ladies wearing your jewelry, and I saw so much enthusiasm that day. So that was really make me feel like there is a purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And the purpose in life is helping others and being there where your heart is. Mm-hmm. And this is where really my heart is. And I know I'm going to start a new adventure with real estate. And I know I can connect everything together. Mm-hmm. And I love my children, and what I'm doing it for them.
Absolutely.
You can have your art in all of those homes.
That's right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your process, because you are an abstract painter, and at the same time, all the elements and principle of design need to be at work, even in abstract. And that's one of the things that I've noticed about many of your pieces. It seems to be such a natural thing for you, and I'm sure that you have transferred that from creating this wonderful fashion statement from head to toe for a lady, and you transfer that over to many things. Everything we do, we transfer it into a room as an interior designer, and
certainly.
Don't you do that?
Well, certainly, from cosmetics to interior design,
and
watches.
Because a room is just a canvas. Mm-hmm. And you talked about you make your own canvas.
Yes.
You stretch your own canvas.
Yes.
And you use what kind of paints, and what is your process? Let's talk a little bit about your approach.
Well, that's the other thing too. I like to learn. I like to do things from scratch. So I taught myself to even cut the wood. I don't know how to cut the wood. I learned how to measure, how to cut the wood, how to put it together.
To build your frames to stretch the canvas.
Yes. And stretch the canvas on it. I prime it. I get it ready. And then I paint.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to do what I'm doing because I can create pieces of art in all sizes. And I use acrylic, and I love to use textures. I use the paste, and I use gel, and I use other materials that I can feel comfortable using.
And you do a lot of texture.
Yes.
You do a lot of color, but you also do a lot of texture.
Gives it a nice three-dimensional feel when you look at the
Yes,
art.
it is. And it really draws you to it. And Elisa's work is showing in Valorosa, and there's some really nice pieces. One of the things that we are doing and that we've started is when we interview an artist on the radio show that on Saturday morning, that artist is always invited to come back to Valorosa on Saturday after the show, and they set the time anywhere from all day to 1 to 2 to 3 hours, and they're actually going to do their art. They're going to be in-house.
Wonderful.
And Elisa's going to be painting. You'll be working today at Valorosa, and she's going to be painting. So people can walk in and just see her working.
Well, and also, too, we are, and I apologize with all of the spring fling and everything been going on, I also work to have all of your art featured on the Art Connection of East Texas, our Facebook page. So we always like to have that there for the artisan as a platform and for our fans to keep following us.
Yes. In a few minutes, we're going to also talk about the upcoming people who we're going to be interviewing, and that they will each be invited, or someone will be invited to be there and be an artist in-house for the day. Elisa, you talked about being influenced by two very famous artists, Picasso and Monet. And I can see the Picasso certainly because of being an abstract painter. And have you ever wanted to move into his direction with the lines and the crossing that he did? But I also see the influence of Monet in a lot of your colors. So let's talk about that.
Yes. I love those soft colors that Monet shows in a lot of his paintings, and I love the lines and the shapes in Picasso. So that's basically what I like to do, but I think I'm making it a little bit more modern with the textures and highlighting, which is kind of like you say about putting the fashion and the painting together in one canvas.
That's your personal touch, and you've developed your own technique, through that process through time.
Absolutely, yes. And I think we all have, like you say, our own story. And what I do on my pieces, I portray my dreams, my emotions, my feelings. I show my soul. And that's what that's what I said. That's what makes me feel happy, because I'm not trying to copy anyone. I'm trying to do what is from my heart.
Absolutely.
Art from the heart.
And that you have dreams. And I will tell you, from being an artist, I have actually seen in my dreams a piece of jewelry that I have designed later. It just happens to us. And I'm sure that other artists have that same thing happen to them, because you're so immersed into it. Have you ever, when you're designing a room, and I have done this when I would be working on a particular space, all of a sudden in the dream it clarifies, and you know how to solve the problem, because that's what it is, solving a problem.
Yeah, it's just that intuition and that vision that just kind of sparks. For me, it's a lot of time in my quiet meditation time of putting my makeup on in the morning. That's when it usually goes. Shazam!
Absolutely, yes. And I keep my notebook by me a lot of times, or a note, because
my dream journal.
When I'm doing that, and I will write things that I need to do down, these things just start popping into your head, and people who do that, that's just one of those marks of success of listening to your inner self. Like
that's true. That's true, Nita. And you know what I did when one time I had a commission for several paintings. And I found myself painting even in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I went to sleep and I was dreaming about what I wanted to paint. So I got up and I painted like for 3 or 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that strange feeling of accomplishment, just because I did what my heart and my brain was telling me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that day was one of the days when I say, oh my God, this is what I want to do the rest of my life.
I'm going to do this.
When you do your work that you
I'm
love,
definitely,
it's not work.
That's
It's
exactly
joy.
right.
Enjoy
it's the joy. And that's what I say,
right.
when you hear me talking, I think you're going to hear me saying so many times about my joy and happiness, because that's really what I feel.
Yes.
Did you know there's a place in Texas called Happy Texas? I learned that this morning, and I think it's appropriate. Let's go show your art in Happy Texas.
We're making Tyler happy, Texas. Okay, it's time for us to take a break, Chris.
News, weather, anytime, anywhere at KTBB.com. KTBB.com. Hosted by Group M7.
Hello, this is Stephen Sluter from the Rose Spa in the Cascades. The month of April is known in the cancer community as Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Since I am a testicular cancer survivor and this subject hits close to home, we are doing a fundraiser to give to charity. During the month of April, all the proceeds from any hair treatment will be donated to the Lance Armstrong Live Strong Foundation. Join us in giving back to the cancer community by booking your hair treatment now.
Over the last even couple of years, we have amazing advancements in just medications alone.
Dr. Rachel Devaney of Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas.
Of course, the technology, just in the last few years, we're now fixing valves of hearts without opening the chest.
At Cardiovascular Associates, technology is important, but care of the individual is paramount.
When I see that kind of eureka moment from the patients where they're like, oh, this is what I need to do, and I feel like I've gotten through to them about the potential improvement that they can have by working with me on it, I think that's really satisfying for me.
The very latest technology, world-class physicians, a focus on patients as individuals. Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas, a network of cardiovascular expertise all over East Texas, anchored by a state-of-the-art facility in Tyler. Online at caet.net. Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas.
We have a saying in American Plumbing, you want to be able to choose when you replace your water heater, don't let your water heater choose.
That's Lori Townsend, Customer Service Manager at American Plumbing Company of Tyler.
Because that water heater may choose in the middle of the night, flooding your house, and it won't be pleasant.
Water heaters don't last forever. Don't wait to find out the hard way that yours needs to be replaced.
We're going to treat your home as if it were our own. We like to monitor the equipment of our customers' homes, and if your water heater is 15 to 20 years old, that's a good time to start looking at replacing it. To protect your property, you don't want to have to deal with that kind of catastrophe or that stressful situation.
American Plumbing Company, serving all of East Texas for nearly 30 years. American Plumbing is fully insured and is an A+ accredited business with a Better Business Bureau. Repairs, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. American Plumbing Company, online at apctyler.com. American Plumbing Company, license number M10861.
Replace the parts of your home exterior that are made of wood with today's vinyl siding, and you'll never paint again.
With the vinyl, you don't ever have to paint it.
That's Chris Chambliss of Bullard Siding in Tyler.
The extent of your maintenance is washing it from time to time when it looks like it's getting dirty, but you really don't have to do anything to it at all.
Today's vinyl siding is nothing like the siding of days gone by.
To the untrained eye, it's hard to distinguish from wood. Typically looks a lot better than wood, actually, because it doesn't have the inconsistencies in it that wood does. You're not going to have any warping, and obviously the paint doesn't flake or anything like that. Termites obviously can't eat it. You know, it's just a far superior product than wood, it really is. We have jobs that, you know, they've been up for 20 plus years and still look brand new.
For vinyl siding products that will make your home look better and last longer, let Bullard Siding be your home improvement resource. Bullard Siding, more than 70 years of East Texans taking care of other East Texans. Online at bullardsiding.com. Bullard Siding.
Hi, John Sims, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning on KTBB for In Focus.
You'll hear from representatives in various sectors of community service, all of them staying busy trying to make the Tyler, Longview, East Texas area a better place for everybody. This week we'll sit down for a chat with several volunteers helping organize April and Edom, an old-fashioned street fair for adults, kids, and pets. That's In Focus, Sunday mornings at 9:30 right here on your only local news radio, 97.5 FM KTBB and KTBB.com.
All over East Texas, all in one place on the FM dial. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
Thank you for being back with us at Art Connection of East Texas. And Cindy, we've done another show. We have, haven't we?
We are having so much fun, and thank you all for
Yes.
listening and being a part of our fun each Saturday morning. And Elisa, we so appreciate you being with us here as our guest today, too.
Yes.
Well,
On the
thank you.
16th, which is next Saturday, Brad Bergfield will be here, and we're going to be talking about the history of the Bergfield Center. And Brad runs the Bergfield Realty and Insurance with Andy and Mr. Julius and Susan. And on the 23rd, Cindy, you want to speak to that because you have a special guest.
I do have a special guest, Miss Sylvia Morse. She and I recently met at a gallery showing here in Tyler, and she was kind of surprised at my attention to looking at the details in her art. She had a beautiful sculpture, The Ties That Bind, and so she actually was one of our featured artists at the Art Walk, and she's going to be here. She and I were just chatting it up about her story. I'm like, you know what? I have a story for you and a spot for you on the show. So
we're going to
she's
let you
coming
tell
on.
your story. And she's going to demonstrate from 1 to 3 that afternoon in Valorosa.
Oh, we love her.
That's
She's
good.
spirited.
Yes.
Thank you, Sylvia.
And then on the 30th, we have guests from the Hideaway Art League that will be there to talk about their coming art show that will be May 7th.
Certainly. We have quite a lineup over the next
We
few weeks, so do
do.
stay tuned. It's always ever-changing here at the Art Connection of East
Absolutely.
Texas.
So, Elisa,
Well, thank
what's
you
your
so
future
much.
going to bring for you?
Well, I'm going to be a married lady soon. Yes.
When is that
and
happening?
I think it's going to be probably sometime in October or November.
Do you need help with
We
your
told her
makeup?
she could marry in the gallery. We may give her a reception in the gallery.
Yes, and I'm gonna make sure I have my children with me. I love my
Yes.
children, Liz, Angelica, Christy, my grandchildren, Josh and Amy. I want everybody to be with me, and of course my nice, wonderful sons-in-law. I have 3 wonderful guys that I consider my children as
Sure.
well.
I call them my sons in love.
That is very cute. Yes, I need to copy that from you.
Yes, you copy that from me.
Yes.
So what's your next art piece going to be about? Have you even thought about what you're going to paint today?
What I'm going to paint today, I'm going to paint something that is going to really reflect how I feel right now. And I feel blessed. I feel so blessed. And I think that painting is going to be, a happy painting. Happy paint.
Be blessed when you look at it.
Yes. So, yes, I hope to see some people there. I really want people to see me doing what I do.
That's today at the Bergfield Center at the Valorosa
Yes,
Design
at Valorosa
Gallery.
Designs
We'll
and
be there.
Gallery. I want to also thank all of the very, very sweet ladies that came in. Christy Sampson was one of our models for Thursday night, and Elisa
I was a
coordinated
model.
the whole thing, and you were a model. And tell about the little girl.
The little girl.
Tell about her.
She was out of the mouth of babes. Once again, tugged on my little dress, and I kneeled down to get eye level, and she's like, "I love your necklace." So it was so sweet, and she was 3 years old, little tiny tot, so cute. So thank you, Nita.
You're welcome. And my wonderful daughter-in-love, Elizabeth Harmon, and my granddaughter, Julia, were the models, and there were several other ladies. Elaine Uthsnusen, one of our artists, was also, and she's going to be a guest on our show
What a beautiful
in
name.
the summer. Isn't that lovely?
How do you say that again?
She's from South Africa.
Ooh.
Elaine Uthsnusen.
Ooh, I'm gonna practice that.
I've practiced and practiced in order to be able to say it. And we had Judy from Bergfield, and we had Mary Ashcroft from Bergfield, And have I missed someone?
There was such a blur.
There was so
of
many.
people,
But
just
have
so
I
much
missed
hearts
someone,
being
Elisa?
rejoiceful.
No, I think you mentioned everyone.
everyone.
Yes, yes. And I was so happy to help you, Nita. I was so happy to help you because I can tell you that I'm learning a lot from you.
Well, thank
I'm learning
you.
a lot from Cindy. And
we learn from each other.
I hope we stay connected forever.
Well, we will stay connected forever. And the ACETnetwork.net is going to be up and running really quickly, and Brian Stone is going to begin the work. And we've got to close out here because we have a hard break coming up. We are glad you were with us today. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Elisa. And we
To
say
all of our
goodbye.
listeners. Bye.
Bye-bye.